Yo, Doom friends and fam, it's July 15th, I'm the Wizard, Dear Diary, living in this stupid world, documenting what's happening in real time, starting with personal anecdotal stories, then we zoom out to larger worldwide events, and check in on how we're feeling. This is a community, so gather around. We're witnessing the collapse of global civilization in real time. To those debating it's still happening, it is. And I've dedicated 8 years of my life studying the peer-reviewed literature and data, cross-referencing information. So if you have a problem with that, let's check in. Today at the shop, I had a woman come in and tell me that her house was destroyed in Pennsylvania by a storm recently to hit the East Coast, including parts of New Jersey, New York City, including 2 inches of rain in a little less than an hour or two. Destroyed her home. If it wasn't for her niece and nephew she could stay with in town and paying $15,000 to have the tree removed, she'd be up shit creek living in a motel. Meanwhile, the next mechanic who comes in is our regular, says he has to paint something, but EPA regulations won't allow him with a certain color, so fuck the environment, and denial is our first base emotion to things that we don't understand or like. All within a time frame. I have to mitigate my expectations of intelligence. I wanted to tell this woman that there was about 11% more water moisture in the atmosphere, contributing to more kinetic energy involving these storms, which are increasing in frequency, intensity, and duration. We've been studying this community. I'm so grateful for. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm feeling chipper today, but I have to just play dumb. That's what we got to do, play along. Everybody's pretending. I'm not. 4 years ago in Dallas, Texas, I woke up and said, this is not my life. I'm done pretending and living in psychosis and denial like everyone around me. I laugh because it's been a real struggle. I don't think I would have made it. I definitely wouldn't have made it without this community and your support, and so many lucky scenarios I've been in. Maybe something to do with being born in the year of the dragon, but none of that has any input. It's just zodiac shit, right? What do you care? The stories go on. Okay, so it was the earliest, warmest start to summer in France. In fact, around the world, we can expect temperatures to gradually keep increasing. It's so slow that people don't want to notice it. The liquor store owner told me that he'd rather not look up what a 2 degrees Celsius world involves, which we're headed for in early next decade, because that would be too scary for his kids who are in baseball practice. But he offered me some advice on places to stay and who to contact for winter, because I cannot survive here in the cabin. I might even be living in a hot tent with a wood stove and really bearing grit to the forces of nature. I could use your support. Okay, I'm trying to keep on flow. I never have a script for these things. I'm just running off what's in my mind. And I know I'm animated. I don't have as many subscribers as Gooby and Doobie. You know, I'm okay with life. I can just talk slow and light and have, hundreds of subscribers say that I make them feel less alone. But I don't need all that. I have you guys around the world some of you have been tuned in for many years. Abyss Man, Dale Wolver. I could go on. It means a lot to be a part of this journey that I said, screw city life, this constant fight or flight mode, and it's catching up with people. I post videos regularly of other content creators, or seemingly so. They can just sit in their car, and record something, talking about just how fucking bad it is right now. It sucks that they're working their butts off and not getting it. They're tired of paying for food, and I agree. Sometimes I just feel like I'm stretching every penny, especially when I start something new or a new project, and inflation keeps going up, 0.3%. Not keeping up with inflation. Real inflation is like way over the moon. Okay, I tell you older people, you don't want to be young now. And they have these rosy, tinted spectacles. Well, I remember when this brake caliper used to be, $40. I just stop. As far as the new subscribers go, I'm glad you're here again. When you start a new channel and content and you tell people about it, you can easily tell those who are self-absorbed and narcissistic by the comments they give you. It's almost laughable, identically, their response. They say something along the lines of, I like the comments, what other people wrote. Neat, I reply, or something. Cool. Do you pay attention to the content? No, they're either jealous or they just like can't process it, or I'm cringe to them. I can't control my genetics. I know how that feeling is when you talk to somebody and they start lecturing you. It's the worst fucking thing. And you're just cringing inside and they have no self-perception or awareness. Yeah, if narcissism is a spectrum, then I'm on the absolute bottom. Maybe I just want air for myself and to like have, a decent living and have my little space to call my own. Oh, I'm narcissistic then. Really? No, I mean like really truly self-absorbed people who will just tread on your boundaries, have no self-perception, have time dilation where they forget what they were told, and you're an actor in their play. They can never say we or us, or that statement isn't involved in their vocabulary. It's them with domination and ownership all the time. Oh, I seem to attract them. All my life being a genuine person. Woo, wow, really a straightforward person. Okay, so I'm going off on a tangent here. Did you hear about the 37-year-old DoorDash executive capsized with his grandparents in a luxury yacht? All killed with several other family members while his wife and daughter were back at the shoreline. Wonder how they're feeling right now. Storms keep getting stronger. Antarctic is on an irreversible decline. We can't stop these things. We're in a predicament. Problems have solutions. Predicaments only have outcomes. The outcome is such that we are facing mass food shortages, global conflict, migration, flooded ports, uninhabitable temperatures, air conditioners, failing in India, lack of power. Did you know AI requires energy instantaneously to turn on at a moment's notice and power up computations and then turn off? So we'll build 50% more renewables and, but those are banned because the EPA or Trump disbanded all that. That guy who's involved with Epstein, if you're a pro-Trumper, just go fuck yourself because he was involved with child rapists. Yeah, how does that sit on your conscience? Because the Epstein files were blocked by Republicans today. Really internally conflicted people, But maybe it's driving a wedge, Marjorie Taylor Greene says. Maybe there's finally some backlash. Wouldn't it be great if he just goes down like this? If we can just get the files, have them all disclosed, have police in the courtroom, escort them out in a dream world. But no, we live in this stupid world, and that's the name of this program. I'm on a roll. This is a post-work rant. As I was saying, I'm sitting at the pizza parlor the other day, and a family comes and sits next to me, haggling each other. Shut up, you're talking too much. A mom, her husband about my age, 2 daughters and a son, fighting over what to eat for lunch, and they have no fucking clue what's in store for all of us in the next 10 years. Notably, the immediate horizon is AI taking world domination in the next few years, and France issuing a report this morning that Russia would invade or start World War III with invading the Balkans, more of Ukraine. They're not going to stop. Okay, we sent Patriot missiles, more arms sales to Ukraine. It's not stopping. And tariffs against Russia, they're just laughing. They want to ensure, Putin, a fucking psycho, wants to ensure Russia has its reclaimed territory, reclaim the motherland, that it was always meant to be. And I'm so grateful I have what I have, that I am physically able, I still wish to be here. I think the good barely outweighs the bad, despite all of this. On the other hand, you can be entrepreneurial. A young woman about my age is doing car sitting in New York City. Yeah, that's literally a thing. She goes up to the doorman, gets their keys, walks around the car of the rich owner who's at his office job, probably hating his life, and cannot pay someone to move the car, to move the car for the street sweeper to come. So they have someone sit in it. That way they don't get a ticket, which is like $65. One of my older friends heard this story already. I'm just repeating it for you guys. There is lots of ways to make money in the city to get your cash, maybe do some swing trading if you have the money. If you have an extra 10 grand laying around and you're okay with gambling on SPY and Bitcoin and everything else, buy low, sell high, start businesses. Around here, not much. But I admire the entrepreneurial spirit at all age, no matter how reckless. There's a young YouTuber who's about 18. Oh, what it means to be young. You could just say, fuck it, go off anywhere, sleep on the concrete, you're fine. I was there. I did it. I went to St. Lucia in the British Virgin Islands and tried to be a wedding photographer. And when I was 19, living in a third world country, I was the white man in the Caribbean. Whatever. Can't do the accent. And he did some window washing in Hawaii. He just like got squeegees and went up to boomers' houses, $200, you know, wipe them down, make extra. It's genius, you know, to live with nothing and just. Then he's in Japan and he's just, you know, free spirited, being 18. What a time to be alive. Now I'm approaching 37. I'm in fact 36 and a half, which is the mean age of all the top 10 Spotify artists. Artists are much older now. If you can call them that, they don't even write their own fucking songs. Let's not talk about it. I'm glad you're here with me. I didn't want to bore you with climate information today, more so world news about the massive cover-up with the Epstein files, which we know is just horrendous. Like, this should go down in history as one of the most fucking vile things to ever been reported. And they know that, which is why the Republicans voted to block it, releasing them. And they're just cover-up. It's the giant cover-up. Okay? It is amazing that all of this is still even fucking going right now. Electricity, parts coming in, global trade and transportation. I'm in it. I'm in global commerce. My foot is fully embedded to survive. Amazing. That's the millennial stare that Gen Z finds cringy. I am amazed that we are still going, and it is so blatantly built in how fucked we are. And that when it hits us, as it already is with, like I said, people coming into my shop telling me about their homes being destroyed, we're going to lose our minds, okay? We have so many global interlapping crises. The planet is screaming red alarm right now with planetary boundaries being passed, freshwater sources being eliminated, droughts worldwide, increasing, extreme weather, the floods in Texas, Chicago, New York City, and New Mexico, sweeping away houses, 21 feet tides in fucking Arizona, bombs being dropped on us. 180, 200 people, whatever, died. What's the number now in Texas? If this was a terrorist attack, we would all be like 9/11. I lived through that. I'm not losing my voice. The bugs are coming out. We are hopelessly addicted to fossil fuel sources, and all people in Gooby Dooby channel knows that. People in Our Changing Climate and all these channels, it's like, I mean, especially Paul Beckwith, you read his comments, if you go there, each new video he posts is like, well, how much more nightmare fuel do we need today? Like, we're so fucked. This is just the way it worked out for me. I didn't get a lifelong partner. I can not find a woman to have an intellectual conversation with. None of them are interested in collapse, to even just do hobbies with, catch butterflies, pick flowers. I'm into fun, nice stuff. It's not all just grit, survival, and shooting guns. Okay? Hunting, skinning things. All of you are spread out across the globe. I call some of you regularly. I just spoke to my best friend in Pittsburgh. One of them went to his last festival concert, telling me probably the best experience about that was the camping. Not all the people and rave culture. It's wacko. It's wacko. How do you find an intentional community? How do you not find a group of people right now that are not absolutely fucking cooked mentally, self-absorbed as all get out, self-interested, not, living as a I'll wrap this up. Living as a neuroatypical person, I guess what I'm trying to express is this community. My dad had Asperger's. My mom had her own bipolar mental illness, which certainly probably passed on through me, genetically, DNA. There's a lot to study there. Living in a neurotypical world where you're constantly having projections put on you. If you say, hey, I just want to care about this, you might be interpreted as, oh, are you trying to suck up? Or just any kind of, are you trying to get out of something? Or everything is we're just so paranoid and about every fucking thing anyone says. We're so far past gone. And the only people that have it together, like where are my people? Like I said, they're spread out all across the continent and the world. All of you, my doomed friends and family, watching us swirl down the toilet bowl. They're married. They're the mentally healthy people where you just say, hey, trust me. And that's all you ever need to say. They're in relationships and they're married with kids and they're on a little cult, their little family unit, you know? Right? That's the human race. Just an animal. Just get together, form a unit, and be nuclear. And that isn't even sustainable. How many families are shattered, fragmented, all in separate places? Like the hand gestures, it helps me think. I had to read up on that. Watch some Robert Sapolsky. The tit for tat shit people do, that shit. Oh, he said that, so I'm gonna use my next moment to to get it back at him. Pretty much it just makes you want to say, fuck this entire culture. I'm gonna live in a van down by the river. Feel me? I know you do. I'll wrap this up. Post-work rant, living in the stupid world. Thanks for tuning in. This is a long one. I'm here with you. All the vitals can be seen at Climate and Economy. Panopticon does just incredible work. I don't know. Even just recording this, I don't know how he wakes up every day and is locates every single story going on, notable story in the world. About everything from economy, the bond market exploding, the market housing crisis, poverty levels reaching record highs, the amount of death and despair in Gaza right now, the bodies lined up, people just losing their whole families in fucking hospitals, all of the clueless morons in all around the world, and living in Cambodia and China Mac, just traveling through China and Eastern Asia with some money that I don't know how the fuck he got. Some people just got lucky and landed on some money, a couple $1 million. Well, some of us, it's not fair. None of this shit is fair. I'm sorry if you had kids. This is the last relatively stable decade of our lives. Anything we remember it being like for the past several decades is fucking gone. Go get a cupcake. I'll talk to you later, Doomers. See ya.